Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rizzano, and this is the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But, ladies and gentlemen, you and I, we just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today for another episode. I believe it's August the 11th, 12th, something like that. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to jump right into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to discuss why I'm talking to you. You know, a lot of times on this show, we discuss positivity, and I'm all for positivity. I want you to be as positive, as healthy, as possible, because I want, the less negative you are, the better off you are, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to your content, sometimes if you want to stand out amongst the crowd, if you want to be the black sheep, quote unquote, as in any arena that you venture in, sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to stand out, the thing you should do is go negative. Okay, go negative. Okay, listen. The reason why I tell you this, the news negative. Okay, first 10 minutes of every news broadcast negative. Murders, muggings, the weather's gonna blow us all away. Everything's negative in the first 10 minutes of the news. Why? Because people watch the news to hear bad stuff. They don't watch the news for positivity. They don't watch the news to hear how somebody went into a burning building, saved their cat. They normally put that in the second part of the news. They do not watch the news for positivity, okay? And to be, now I'm not saying just be negative to be negative. I'm not. What I mean is, it's like people know. I give an example. I see this guy on YouTube. He does videos about MLMs and all this kind of stuff, and it's negative. It's like, oh, MLMs don't work, which for most people they don't, because people don't want to put in. People are looking for microwave results. So MLM doesn't work for a lot of people, and it shouldn't work for a lot of people, because a lot of people are not about salesmanship. They're not about trying to recruit. They're not about selling products, all this kind of stuff. It takes a lot of training to make that sort of thing work. You need a lot more training than listen, you need a lot more training than, hey, go out, sell a listen, selling Avon is it kind of does it itself. You can go to people that you work with, or you can, but the rest of them MLMs trying to, like Amway. I'll give you Amway for an example. Trying to sell products from Amway when you live down the street from a Walmart, it's kind of hard to do. You need to have a skill set for that. And a lot of people, when they do MLM, they just recruit any and everybody, and they're like, hey, you start a business, and people are not prepared. But anyway, this guy, he does a lot of negative videos about MLMs and about different people online, and people, and we will go into this tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode is going to be about why you should not be, doing things to make yourself a loser. Okay, but we would dive more into that tomorrow. But this guy, he taps into the emotions of people that have tried MLMs, they failed, and now they're like, MLMs don't work. MLMs don't work. And it's very negative, and it works. And I'll give you another example. The great Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless has made, now listen, Skip Bayless, he had a nice career as a writer. He, wrote in Dallas and Chicago and all these different places. He had a nice career as a sports writer, don't get me wrong. But Skip Bayless has made a boatload, and I mean a boatload of money, just being a negative party to LeBron James' career. Okay, LeBron can score 40 points, get 10 rebounds, get 20 assists. He'll go, but if it was Michael Jordan, he would have scored 44 points. And people are all the time, I don't know why they respond, but it's part of the shtick, and he's negative towards LeBron James. He's challenging the thing that LeBron James is great. So he comes with a negative view, and people are like, what? And he's making $8 million a year off Fox News, And so let's say you write you when people write, let's say you you write a article, if it skews negative, you're gonna get more eyeballs than if you do positive. It's sort of like whenever you could if you write your favorite singer 100 times on Instagram, whoever your favorite singer is, okay? You write them 100 times. You say, "I love you so much. You're so great." If you put one time, "Hey man, you're a piece of trash," okay? They're more likely to comment on that one time when you call them a piece of trash than 100 times that you gave them positive comments. People take compliments, but then they don't, really. But if you go real negative on social media, they'll react. And people know this stuff, and people do this all the time. And it's a way to get attention. Now, I'm not saying you do it on purpose or whatever, but if you have a negative opinion about something, then by all means, if you feel like, hey, these MLMs don't work or this, that, and the other don't work, if you have a problem with Lyft drivers, make a video and more people will watch that video than they definitely will about, you know, if you say, "Oh, I think Lyft, driving for Lyft is so great." People, people pretend like they don't like negativity, but they love it. You know what I mean? Like it, it's I mean, it's the truth. People all the time, they scream positivity, but what's the most popular videos? When you're bashing somebody, when talking talking mess about somebody, people eat that stuff up, and people have made. I've seen, you know, people they get like 300,000 subscribers just from making all these negative videos, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm here to help the public," and that's a bunch of BS. We know that they're there to help themselves. They're there to become YouTube people, because you can make a nice career off of YouTube. You can if you get enough subscribers, and you are hitting home on the right stuff, and you get people, paying for your ads, then you will not well people wanting to put ads in your videos, because you get a lot of views, then you can make 25, 50, 70, 75,000, $100,000 a month off YouTube. And I mean, it's smart, it's nothing wrong with it. People of course going to be disingenuous. They're like, "Oh no, I'm here to help the public." Come on, we all know. people Most people, 99% of the people, 100% of the people of the world, not 99%, but 100% of the people of the world are always going to think about themselves first. Okay, it's just the way it is. It's nothing wrong with that. It's I mean, on the airplane, they say, "Hey, oxygen is getting low." Do they say put the mask on your child first? No, put it on yourself first, so that way you can focus and then worry about your child next. You know what I mean? So negativity sells. Newspapers, magazines, TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all these places. Negativity. People love to preach positivity, and I like to talk about positive things. But let's be honest with each other. Negativity drives the bus. Okay, coming from a different view. If everybody's like, I remember in 1997, I watched the Titanic. I was like, "Oh, that was a good movie." There was one person. There was always one person who was like, "It sucks," And then somebody was go, "Why didn't you not like the movie?" You know. So there you go. Challenging, challenging, challenging the perspective of things or being negative. That's it's a good way to get viewers, and you'll get followers. It's trust me. Now, the thing about it is, are you willing to? Because you're gonna take some arrows, you're gonna take some, criticism. But at the end of the day, for you, is it worth it? To me, I would say, of course, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like you should do it. So sometimes you have to do it just to shake things up. You can't always be rah 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 six boom bye. There are things that bother you. There are things that bother me. There are things that bother all of us. So if you want to come out and say it, like yesterday, I talked about how DC is just, screwing up, in my eyes, DC, they suck, like making a character that's been around for 80 years, all of a sudden he's bisexual. Come on, man. It's laughable. It's nonsense, but it is what it is, and so be it. But to me, I mean, I had a negative view, and, you know, one day somebody would be like, "Oh, I didn't like the way you talked about Robin, blah blah blah," but it is what it is. So, sometimes go out, be a little negative. You'll see. You'll see. It's just like if you go to New York and you say, "Man, the Yankees, they suck," and people be like, What?" And people try to fall out and pass out and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't matter, Just stick to your guns, don't man up, woman up, however you want. Well, I'll just say man up. Man up, you know what I mean? Man up, woman up, however you want to put it. Get up, you know, get it together. It'll be all right. Everybody ain't gonna like you anyway. So, you know, it is what it is. So if you are doing content and you want to shake things up, come out with a negative view, and see how people take it. Challenge existing dogma. I saw that once from a guy, and he was talking about email marketing. And I was like, oh, that's a good point, So challenge existing dogma or the negative view, however you want to put it. Come out, have your view, challenge people, push people, and you'll see you'll get a lot of results. Positivity is great and everything, but people they pretend like they like positivity, but this is why people watch the news. This is why people watch Fox, MSNBC, all these places. People love to hear about the earth, dying out. They don't want to hear the earth is humming along just fine. No, they want to hear the end of the world is near. You know what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this show. Go out and find something to challenge. Find something that you want to challenge the world about, and go out and take it on and see how many views you get. See how many likes and followers you get. All right. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the show. That's it for the podcast. We will be back tomorrow with an all new episode. And once again, if you haven't already, email the show. So that way we can start the question of the day in the month of September. But ladies and gentlemen, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe, do all that stuff. Go to the Facebook page, like and subscribe to the page. But we'll be back tomorrow with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. And as always, everybody, peace.